Hey guys, it's Shirley, and ArtFight season is approaching yet again. For those not familiar, ArtFight is a yearly online event where you fight other artists to the death. Oh, that's not the script, wait. For those not familiar, ArtFight is an online event that takes place every July, where you join a team and earn points for your team by drawing art of other people's original characters or OCs. It's basically a huge art gifting game. Part of the preparations you make for ArtFight is setting up references of your OCs so people will know how to draw them. These references don't need to be anything fancy. Literally just a drawing where people can see what your character looks like is enough. But ever since last year, I've been having a lot of fun making nicer references of my characters, since most of my characters don't really get nice art outside of like my references for ArtFight, so I've had fun making actual art that kind of looks like concept art of them. So for today's video, I thought I'd invite you all to join me in my preparations for the big fight. I'm basically just going to be talking about my OCs while making a couple references, portraits, pickles. I'm going to be talking about my OCs while making a couple full body references, portraits, pixel chibis, annotated guides, and also just revamping my profile. So without further ado, let's get into the preparations. See you in the video! So I'm gonna go character by character with this video, but before I introduce all the characters that are new to my ArtFight profile, I did go back and make like these little labeled guides for most of the characters that I already had up on ArtFight, in the hopes that it'll make my characters easier to draw, because a lot of them have like these little tiny details that I find important to the designs, but like might not be as easy to pick up on. Or I made notes about how the hair works, because like from the front angle, maybe the hair makes sense, but you might not know what it looks like from the side. For example, Lyndon's hairstyle is an interesting one. It's basically a jellyfish cut, except the bottom of it is a side ponytail. Also for like Raya's page, I gave an example of what the back of her head looks like, since I don't think I've given any references of that, and her hair is kind of like interesting. She's kind of bald everywhere except for the top of her head, so I thought that would be like helpful if people could see that angle. But yeah, these were like the updated labeled references I made for my characters, and now let's get into some new art I made. First up, we have my camel centaur, Ashti. If this is your first time hearing about her, I have a recent video where I designed her. She's my character for a D&D campaign I play in, and she was so fun to design. I have a whole video talking about like the design inspiration and like how I created her. My campaign's DM even makes a cameo in that video, which is fun. I had like a basic full body reference I already made of her, and I was originally going to draw another one, but then I was like, no, I'm going to get burnt out if I draw too much. So I decided I would just draw her a portrait so I could stick it on the profile and have something nice of her instead of her staring blankly. At a commenter's suggestion, here's their comment, thank you very much, I decided to go back and, in her design, give her huge bombastic eyelashes. Because, you know, camels have huge eyelashes. It looks so good. I'm so grateful to this commenter because, like, look at how cool she looks with just giant eyelashes. I think it like adds a lot to her glam look and it's so fun. Also, as you can see on screen here, there is a pixel chibi. I have this fun tradition of making pixel chibis for all my characters so I can like make them buttons on my profile. I just think it's fun having them like in a marketable plushie form. This one was a fun one to figure out though because mine are designed for bipedal humanoid characters and I had a camel centaur. Like I had to figure out how to make her a centaur. It looks kind of funny and it looks a little cursed, but you know, it communicates the idea. That's Ashti for you. For those curious about like how it's been playing her in the campaign, it's been very interesting. She like turned out a little bit sassier than I was expecting. She's getting better now, but at the start of the campaign, she was like straight up just rude to half the party. Like she was kind of just a professional rage baiter. She's getting better. She's starting to like have her character arc. It got to the point where she finally kind of gave like a half-hearted apology to someone and they're like kind of too offended to actually accept it. Like they're like, yeah, you're gonna need to work harder than that for me to actually consider you a friend. Which, if you're curious about it, that character is also on ArtFight. They're my friend Servander's character, Albie. And that's something kind of fun about ArtFight this year is I put a lot of character connections with their new feature, and I also have like some connections with my characters and my friends' characters. So it's a fun time. If you want to draw them together, I can give you a little more lore about them. Basically, Albie is super strong, and Ashti, like when she first met them, she was like, I thought you guys would have made more progress defeating the BBEG than you already have. Like, y'all are so behind. And she basically just rage baited the heck out of Albie without even meaning to. Like, she was just being very matter-of-fact and just kind of mean unintentionally. So eventually, Albie challenged her to like a sparring match, kind of to see how strong she was and if she could join their team. And basically, Albie like absolutely defeated her before she could even like land a single hit on them. Like all of her spells missed. So they have a fun dynamic. It's good stuff. And this is the portrait I made of Ashti. The next character I drew a reference for is my Date Everything OC, Tsipi. This is also from a previous video, which I did back in January. It was a collab I hosted with 5 other artists where we all designed OCs for Date Everything, which is that game where you like awaken objects in your house into humans that you can go on dates with. It's a bizarre game concept, but it's executed so well. Like, the game has so much heart and so much effort, and I wasn't expecting the game to like hit as hard as it does in some moments. For those curious, Tzipi is kind of like a Disney princess character who is a humanized version of the birdhouse in your backyard. So I had an official drawing I made of her, and I found a template on the Date Everything Discord server where you can make like a Datadex entry, which is, you know, the Pokedex for Date Everything. So I made an entry like that for Tzipi where I talked about like her likes, her dislikes, her lore, the characters she gets along the best with versus the ones she gets along with the worst. But yeah, Tzipi's a lot of fun. This drawing that I'm making of her here, spoilers for Date Everything, skip to this timestamp if you don't want spoilers about the game, but this is basically her realized form, or her human form basically, where she's like completely her own person and no longer the birdhouse. Even though I'm showing the speed paint here, I actually didn't put it on the ArtFight profile. I just didn't like the design. Like, I made this and was like, it's cute, but a personal issue I kind of have with Date Everything is that the realized designs, while they feel accurate to the characters, they lose all the spice they had in their original designs. Like, where's the flavor? I think she's a cutie patootie in this one, but also, like, I don't know, I just like her birdhouse design so much better. I put so much more time and effort into that design, and this one is just... I don't know. This does feel accurate to how she would look like if she were a person and not a humanized birdhouse. But yeah, I don't know. I just finished the design and I put it on the profile and then I was like, yeah, I don't know if I actually want art of this design, so I just took it off the profile. So yeah, exclusive art right here that you won't see on ArtFight. Wow. Tzipi's great though. I had a lot of fun designing her and I still love her design. If like anybody else from the collab ends up putting their Date Everything character, I might put character connections because they all know each other. They're all from the backyard. And if you're curious about all the other characters that were designed for this collab, you should totally check that out. I'll link it in the description below. Because there's 5 other characters from this collab who all have really cool designs. But yeah, that is my portrait for Tzipi. Next up we have what you've been waiting for, which is the new characters whom you haven't met before. First up we have my character from an upcoming D&D campaign. Her name is Dinah, and she is a werewolf blood hunter who like is kind of edgy and stoic. She kind of sees herself like as Batman or like as Shadow the Hedgehog, and I love her design so much. It's technically like simpler than the other designs I made, but I just really like it. I feel like it fits her very well. This one's fun because she also has character connections on ArtFight. The characters that I drew last year, Fushi and Anon, she knows both of them. Fushi is kind of her mentor figure in the 3 months before the campaign starts, so they have a lot of good lore. Fushi is so sweet. When she transforms into a werewolf, he will like transform into a wild shape alongside her to kind of keep her company and like help her learn how to handle being a werewolf better. Dinah is my baby. She's also very angsty and edgy. Like, I kind of make fun of it, but like her lore is pretty sad. She's from an island inspired by the Philippines, and on this island there's a plague of werewolves taking over the people, and she gets transformed into a werewolf in an incident. Also, her niece gets transformed into a werewolf, but falls into a magical coma. So Dinah has to like leave her island. She's a fugitive. If she comes back, she'll be executed. And she has to try to figure out a cure to being a werewolf and also how to wake up her niece without being caught by the forces chasing her from her islands. And it's funny because like most of the doodles I've done of her are meme doodles. Like I've done a lot of like redraws of those werewolf memes because like even though she's serious, like it is funny making like meme things with her, so like the duality is funny. I don't know if I've put up any references of her werewolf form yet. I don't know if I'll have any on the profile, but if you're curious, her werewolf form is inspired by a maned wolf, which looks like this. And if you can tell, her human form, like the outfit kind of takes inspiration from that, like the color gradient and the color scheme, while also having some nods to traditional wear from the Philippines. She basically wears like a sash inspired by the Filipino paradyong. I think that's how that's pronounced. If I'm incorrect, please like correct me in the comments below. And the rest of her outfit's like pretty simple, like it's stuff that she can kind of move around in. Her necklace of teeth is also a sad story. Her dad became a werewolf and passed away when she was like in her teenage years. So that's like allegedly her dad's werewolf teeth. The chief of the werewolf hunters gave her the teeth and said like, hey, this is all that's left of your dad, I'm sorry. And she swore to become a werewolf hunter as well. She wants to be like her dad and like wants to avenge his death. She's a very angry person. So it's kind of ironic that, you know, the werewolf hunter becomes a werewolf. And it's an interesting thing that she'll get to grapple with in the campaign, and I'm so excited. Making this reference of her was a lot of fun because I had an outfit reference I've done of her before, but it's just her making a straight face and kind of just like a rough reference. So here I got to pose her. I kind of stole the pose from Batman Loki and kind of draw her like how she sees herself and how she would stand. And it's, I don't know, it's just cool seeing her like this. It makes it feel more real, you know? And I'm really happy with how her pixel form turned out. Like, she's just such a cute little marketable plushie. I just want to squish squish. She's so cute. Yeah, that is my character Dinah. There is so much lore about her that I get to discover as I play the campaign, but I'm not there yet, so I guess I'll have to find out. Only time will tell. And now we get to the last new character, also a TTRPG character from the game Monster of the Week, with a completely different vibe from Dinah. Like, let's emotionally reset real quick, because you're in for like the emotional whiplash of a lifetime. Have you guys been reset? Good. This man here, his name is Skitty, and he is a journalist with the goal of becoming the world's most famous YouTuber. He goes into like abandoned places with his friend V and films videos of himself trying to uncover monsters, all while doing like the whole like don't forget to like and subscribe bit. I feel like my friends in the campaign will be disappointed if I don't introduce him with his intro. Basically, he does like imagine the skitsy Mr. Beast hands. He goes, "Yo, what's up? It's your boy Skitty!" Is how he introduces himself. Very different energy from Dinah, as you can see, and he's a lot of fun to play. He's not very competent in a fight. The only weapon he has is a taser. Little does he know, while he's trying to like document the supernatural, all of his friends from like high school who he travels with and like all the new people he's met in his journey are either monsters or somehow connected to the supernatural. He like literally has no idea. And he also has no idea why the footage he gets of monsters mysteriously goes missing. And designing him was difficult. All of his friends have like very cool alt fashion, and I knew that he would never pick like a stylish outfit himself. So what we kind of did for Skitty, because I wanted to have a design that would be like fun for me to draw, was basically his friends V and Dylan, who are also on ArtFight, gave him a makeover once. And he doesn't wear exactly what the makeover was, but he still keeps some pieces from it, like the boots and like the pants, and he has the shirt, but he cut it into like the open tank top kind of thing. So like his look still feels Skitty, but it's a little bit more alt and has like a more fun color scheme. Like something that would be more fun for me to draw, but still feels true to his character. I wanted to be done with ArtFight preparation by June, but Skitty, like, it was hard to design him. This is the first part of this video where it's me making a design from scratch, and I just had a really tough time with his design because I wanted it to feel like an outfit that he picked, but like still look cohesive. So I kind of went back, and what helped me was I just tried to think about what would be useful to him when he's like documenting the occult. He's got his YouTuber sunglasses clipped to his belt. He's got a flashlight. I thought it'd be funny if he had sunglasses right next to a flashlight. He's got a taser holster, and then he has his equipment for sensing the occult on a necklace. Basically, he has a Ouija board and a pendulum, and like he wears the planchette from the Ouija board as a necklace, which would kind of be heavy, but he doesn't care, he's fine. And the pendulum was a gift from his friend V, and it was like they gave it to him to kind of like, you know, he gets into trouble a lot, and they're like, here you go, have a protective crystal. I forgot what the crystal was called. I'll put the name of the crystal here. It's a crystal to help protect him and keep him out of trouble, given to him by his best friend V in high school. A fun detail though is one of the characters in the party has like a shadow friend who will sometimes kind of mess with Skitty a little bit. Skitty is not aware of this member of the party's existence, and they will just mess with his pendulum and like make the Ouija board spell out things just to mess with Skitty because it's very entertaining to them. The thing that I like about Skitty though is like he's a little bit over the top with his YouTube personality, but he still has a heart of gold. He loves all of his subscribers so much. He's not really like, he's barely a household name on YouTube. His videos rarely make it into the double digits. But he like believes that if he like has the right attitude, he will be famous someday. And he's like a genuine guy who loves all of his fans. He actually has like the first fan username tattooed onto his arm. Unknown to him, it's an alt account from his friend V. He's like, this is my first fan, I'm gonna commemorate them on one of my arms, and he's leaving the spot on his other arm open for his millionth fan. He's a really sweet guy who loves his fans and cares about showing them like the truth of the monster things in the world. He's a sweetheart at the end of the day. It's a shame that he really can't hold his own in the fight though, because he did pretty bad in like the one fight he's been in so far. He tried to tase a monster and that's like all he could do. I think his philosophy is probably the cameraman always survives. Hopefully it'll hold true. His friends are all monsters who like are trying to protect their clumsy human friend. So hopefully he'll be okay, but only time will tell. I hope Skitty doesn't die. He's so fun to play. I need to see him go on more silly adventures. Yeah, so those are like the portraits I drew for ArtFight. I might do some quick pencil sketches so people can get more of his vibe on the page, but that is my son Skitty. He's friends with like 2 other characters who are also linked on ArtFight, so if you want to draw him with some other friends from his campaign, that would be a lot of fun. He's just a silly guy. I love Skitty so much. He's just a really fun character. Oh, and then, of course, I went in and like made like the chibis of the characters. I got Chibi Ashti, Chibi Tsipi, Chibi Dinah, and Chibi Skitty. Making Chibi Ashti was interesting because like for the other ones I have this template I made last year and they fit because it's a humanoid template. Ashti is a camel centaur and I refuse to draw her as anything but a camel centaur. because like, I don't know, it's integral to her design. So I went in and was like, okay, let's figure out how to make it look like she's a centaur. And the final pixel is a little bit cursed, but that's okay. That's kind of the point. Her design in general is a little bit cursed. Gosh, I could yap about my kiddos for hours. This current recording is already half an hour of just yapping that I get to edit down. Moral of the story, don't get me started on my OCs. But yeah, this was my preparation for ArtFight 2026. I'm so excited for this event. It's going to be so much fun. This is my third ArtFight, and I had a lot of fun in the previous years. It's a really cool experience getting to kind of give back to the community. Like, it's a very like human event. Like, you feel the connection of the event. Receiving art is very cool, but also just being able to give people art that you like put your heart into, of characters that they've put their hearts into. It's like a very cool experience, and it really like makes you feel connected to the art community and kind of humanizes the whole art thing. It's a really cool event. If you want to join ArtFight this year, I would totally recommend doing it. Just, we're really close to the start of ArtFight, so don't overwork yourself with the references. Like, if you don't have anything up yet, I'd recommend just go through like old sketches of your characters and just use those. My first year of ArtFight, I forced myself to make a ton of references like the week before, and I was too burnt out to draw much that month because I was like so tired from like, I gotta make all these references, and I put so much time and energy, and then the event rolled around and I was no longer hyped. So like, we're close enough to the event where just don't put pressure on yourself if you're someone like me who is prone to getting burnt out. Oh, also, I didn't say what team I'm on. If you're curious, I joined Team Mystery. Originally, I was gonna join Team Comedy. The vibe was cute, the design was cute, but like, even though the teams are fairly like evenly split, I was like scrolling through my feed, and I don't know if it's like the personalities I'm drawn to, but like literally everyone I follow and all my mutuals are on Team Comedy. And I was like, you know what? I want to be not like other girls. So I switched over to Team Mystery. Even though like, I'm not really a mysterious person, I don't give the vibe of like, ooh, I'm cool and mysterious, but that's okay. For July this year, I guess I will be mysterious. Ooh. Anyway, I've been yapping for a while. I could yap forever about my OCs, and this will not be the last of my OC yapping, as you can tell. But all that to say, I'm so excited for ArtFight. If you want to join ArtFight, I highly recommend it. And stick around, I'm planning to make a video talking about my experience in ArtFight this year as well. I'm rambling, I gotta do an outro, or this video is not gonna come out before ArtFight. Thank you so much for watching. This video was a lot of fun to make. If you want to support my channel and my future projects, liking, hyping, and commenting your thoughts is always helpful and super appreciated. If you want to see more of my future projects, feel free to subscribe. I do all kinds of videos. Ones like this where I talk over speed paints, character design videos. I do some animations as well, and like some original like storytelling content. I kind of just do a lot of random videos, so if you're subscribing, you're kind of just gonna see like whatever projects I'm like randomly working on. I personally think it's a fun time on my channel though. Until the next video, thank you so much for watching, and I'll surely see you around. Bye!